G'day everyone, welcome to Factorio. This game came out on Steam last year, but it's been available on the website, the game website, for probably 3 years or so. I only just got it last year and I've been playing it non-stop since then. It is such a fun game. It's basically all of the automation in Minecraft without any of the problems. Like the huge, does this mod work with this mod, and all that sort of stuff. So I'm just going to have a run through of this, just straight normal, without any of the Bob's mods or anything on it at first. Show you guys what I'm talking about, why it's so fun for me. So I'm just clearing all this wood around the iron deposit. Probably get started on my mines. So you get these little burner mines to start off with. You can just put some fuel in there and that starts making you the iron. And you put a furnace in front of that, and put that in there, and it will start smelting your iron ore into iron. So to start out, it is very, 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 very slow. Like, after playing with my other factory, which I'll put a screenshot up of it now, it is so much quicker to build stuff once you have all of that automation set up. It's just this starting point is just chopping down a tree, like usual. I don't even have a pickaxe or anything, so I probably should make one of those. That's quicker. So, yeah, starting out like Minecraft, punching a tree. Alright, so the first things we want to make is a dozen transport belts. I've got some coal over here. I need to transport that down. So I suppose that's probably the first thing I should be doing. Whoops. So yeah, when I first got this game, I thought I was going to do a straight play from scratch, not having any practice in it at all. But I found that I was so terrible at the game, it took me about 3 hours to actually get to the electrical mining drills. Just because I couldn't get the hang of rotating things with R instead of just moving around to a different spot and everything. So yeah, I'm a big idiot. So I didn't bother doing that. Didn't bother uploading that, the first 2 episodes I did of that one, because I found I was even bored listening to myself talk about that stuff. So now that I know what I'm doing, I should be able to explain a bit more as I'm going. And actually have fun. Now the thing about when I did the first round playthrough, there's a thing amongst Factorio players that is called spaghetti factories, and it's just your factory is all over the place. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, and you end up getting a lot of bottlenecks and stuff around the place. You can also hold control and left click on the furnace and you'll pick up anything. Anything that's there. You can do that with chests, and I don't think you can do it with mining drills because they output automatically, but just about every inventory you can do that with as well, which is handy. What's next? I need to build a couple of mining drills up here. So yeah, the good thing, oh wait, I'll just put some fuel into these. The good thing about good thing about this game is that you see at the bottom the total raw. That means you can build it. There's some things in the game that you can't build by hand, like engines and electrical engines and that sort of stuff that's really complex. But the little things you can build if you just have the raw stuff. And then that will go off and build the 3 iron gear wheels, the 1 stone furnace for you before you start making the other thing. And that becomes so helpful later on down the line when you want to make, say, 200 transport belts all at once. Because it will just make all of the little parts for it. It'll make all of the iron gear wheels first and then start making the transport belts. So you can go off and do something else while you're waiting for that. And the other thing is when there's something in here, you can actually middle click it and that will become a filter for that one. So nothing else will go into that spot anymore. That is so cool. It's so cool. So these need some more fuel in them. And they're all bound to like the number keys, so that's very helpful. You need so much to start off with. Can I build another one? I need some more iron. Come on. Not. Ugh. It's almost worth just sitting here with a pick and mining out the iron ore. Alright, there we go. I need another furnace now as well. Don't have enough ingredients. So I was going to play with this with mods on, a few small mods. There was a resource management one that makes it so that it bigger resource patches spawn further out, so you have to use the trains more. I thought that might be interesting, but decided against it because it might might be difficult to get to play. And this map seems to be pretty good with that idea, because you can see down the bottom left there's a big iron resource, and up the top there's another one, but other than that you might have to give it even further out. Oh wait, one more. Oh, punching the rocks again. Wonderful. So definitely the biggest resource you want to be collecting at the start is the iron, because it's used for pretty much everything. And you can also, what I'm doing there, I didn't bother even explaining that. You hold down F and you can just pick up anything on the floor. You just run along and pick up everything. Oh, it's perfectly optimized for this sort of thing. I can't believe it. It's delicious. It's just delicious. Coal in there. Still need more transport belts. Eventually I'm going to bring all of these things up to here once I get enough transport belts. Because I'm going to need to... The way I'm going to build my factory this time is to have a main bus line and then bring off all of the stuff I need for the crafting, each ingredient. Because otherwise it becomes such a mess of things and you have no idea whether, like, you get one thing that starts making a lot of things. Like the iron gear wheels are produced really, really quickly. So if you take that off the main line, then you end up with no iron going out to the rest of your factory at all. Whereas if you have these things called a splitter, which I haven't researched yet, you can split off half of the input of that line so that it's only using up half of your iron supply. Yeah, it's sort of hard to explain. Well, I feel like it's hard to explain, but I'll show you when I get up to that bit. For the moment, we're just gonna keep building out these so we can get more iron production, or less of me just running around and doing this. See, these initial burning drills are so frustrating because of the amount of the screwing around you have to do to get the... Because these need coal and these need coal, but you can't insert them from this belt all the way over to it because it's way too far. So you have to bring it all the way down here, and then that cuts off how much of this you can actually use. So I really want to get onto those electric mining drills as quickly as possible. I need some burner inserters. I need 4. So these burner inserters will feed themselves and then feed the thing behind it. So I'll just put those there for now. I'm gonna need a steam engine, 2 boilers. So a lot of you probably, if you have played this before, you might build this out a whole lot more than this to start off with. But I don't want to have to like break down an entire mine of this setup just so I can continue on. So I can put in my electric stuff. So I'm going to need a copper mine first. I seem to have done well with my the spawning of the aliens, because there's only one spot I can see. I mean, the last one I did, I was surrounded by aliens. It was hideous. I died 3 times in the first 10 minutes. Just from trying to find all the ores that I needed. What? Why is it saying I don't have enough? Because I need to cook it. It's surprising how many people have started playing this, actually. Like, Markiplier and Bob both played this together. I think their series is still going. I'm not sure if PewDiePie has played this yet, but a lot of the Yogscast have played it, and there's a lot of live streams on Duncan's channel. Or, sorry, on the Yogs Live channel, and then there's highlights on Duncan's channel. I'd suggest go and check those out, because they're a whole lot better than me. Whole lot more intuitive. I'm still trying to work out how to properly do everything. I didn't even finish the game on the first couple of playthroughs. Now, what was I doing? Building an electric mining drill. So you see, it builds all of those things, and then it builds the electric mining drill, which is very handy. Of course, it needs power. We need some pipes as well. And then underground pipes there and there. The reason I'm doing this, you'll see later, because you're going to end up having the coal going up through here and then feeding off into all the boilers. But for now, we're not going to need that. So I'll just chuck those in. I need some copper. Yeah, it's just copper and iron. Okie doke. I had wood before. What happened to my wood? Did I put it in here? Don't put your wood in there. Alright, use up all of that. Why not? Right, so first thing you have to do is connect that up to a wire. And you can actually hold down this button and then just pull it and it will go as far as it can. Which is quite handy. I'm going to bring that straight up like this. Because then we're going to extend it out this way. So that, we might have to burn away some of that with the flamethrower. But that's fine, we'll get there when we get there. I'm going to need some fuel for this. Okie dokie, so then this is pulling the water in from the lake, the boilers are boiling it, putting it into the steam engine, and that gives us power. And if you look at the bottom right, you can see that our available performance is almost full, whereas what we're actually producing is the performance bar. And sometimes it gets really frustrating when you look at this and you go, oh, why is my production so low? But that's because that's a percentage of the total. So this is all of what the electricity we can actually produce, and that's how much we are producing, because our consumption is only at 90 kilowatts. Yeah, that gets confusing later on. Or if you're trying to see it quickly, then yeah. But I think I'll leave it there. I'll come back with another episode and try to get a bit more done. It really looks like I haven't done anything at all, because I haven't really. Because it just takes so long getting all this set up. Yeah, it's only been 20 minutes. It's not that long to set up, but it just feels a whole lot longer because of what you can do later on, and you can set things like set this up in 2 minutes. Because you'll just be able to queue up all of these things to be able to start building, and then you're done. Alright, well, I'll see you next time. I'll see you next time, guys. Yeah, I hope you're enjoying this series. I'm going to keep playing this. Bye-bye!